So, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, this week is going to be a weekly vlog all around how much I read in a week as a wife, a mom to two littles, and a full-time employee. Anytime I'm telling anyone about my hobbies and the things that I do, the number one response I get is, how do you have time for all of that? So hopefully this video will help answer that question, give you some ideas on how you could fit your hobbies into your busy schedule, or if you're currently expecting, or if you're just curious of what life could look like with kids while still enjoying your hobbies. And I'll make sure to put chapters on this video as well so you can navigate to your liking. But towards the end, I'm gonna put the schedule that we follow for our kids and what works best for our family and how we manage to balance everything out. And I'm definitely not claiming that I've figured everything out, because I definitely haven't. But for the most part, we're lucky enough to have systems and schedules in place that really help my husband and I feel like we have time for each other and time for us to still enjoy our hobbies. All right, so we are starting in the middle of the week, actually. Today is a work from home day for me, and it is currently my lunch hour. So I'm going to capitalize on this time and start this vlog, but also I'm going to read a bit of Wuthering Heights. Now I am currently 60 pages in, so I have already started this. This was actually on my April TBR, and if you can tell from my latest video, April didn't go so well for me. Yeah, because I fully slumped in April. So now I'm trying to start May on the right foot, and we're gonna do that by mood reading our way through this week. Even though I was in a slump, there was just something so refreshing about reading Emily Bronte's writing. Classics can be challenging to read just simply because the nature of the English language and the time that it was written in versus how we speak and write now. But I find her writing to be the sweet spot in the amount of challenge that I want in reading, especially if it is a classic. It's just enough to require me to really focus on what she's trying to convey. It's not the kind of book that you can mindlessly read. It is going to challenge your reading comprehension, and I am loving that. The setup of the story feels almost like a psychological thriller. And guys, the way that I need a family tree so bad in trying to figure out which exact Catherine Linton they're talking about, because there's just so many names and cousins and they all marry each other, and so yeah, it just gets confusing super fast. But I'm eating up how atmospheric this is, definitely enjoying the gothic setting of Wuthering Heights, and I truly feel that this is going to be a 5-star book for me. Very much excited to dive into this and read. That is so good. Okay, guys, it's basically the end of day 2, but I didn't want to miss a check-in. Today was another work day for me, so I think the last thing you saw was me reading during my lunchtime. Later that night, I listened to the audiobook while I was doing laundry and basically the closing shift of the house, cleaning the kitchen, all that jazz. And then after that, I sat on the couch and I read while my husband was playing a video game, which is actually one of my favorite ways to read, because there's something about being next to each other and feeling connected, but we're also each enjoying our own hobbies and having a good time. It's just really cozy and comforting, and I ended up reading for about 2.5 hours. So that pretty much got me to 50% into Wuthering Heights. I am really surprised at how much of this story is playing out to being like a classical psychological thriller. I pretty much went in blind to Wuthering Heights, so that was not on my bingo card. Not that I thought, you know, based off of this cover, it doesn't look like it's giving the warm fuzzies romantic feeling, so I kind of expected it to be dark, but not like this. I am pleasantly surprised. So that brings me to today. It was another working day for me. I got up a little bit earlier than everybody else, and that gave me about 45 minutes of reading before getting the boys up and getting ready for the day. Today especially was super busy. I did put on the audiobook for my lunch break so I could just do some things around the house and make my lunch and just stack a bunch of things while also listening to the book. And that pretty much pushed me to the 70% mark. So about an hour before I got on here, we put the boys to bed. I put on the audiobook. We started doing the closing shift of the house again. So yeah, I am now currently at 83% and it is 8:30. So I figured we can finish this book together. I only have this much left. And let me just say, I did not realize that Wuthering Heights was gonna be so multi-generational. If I thought I needed a family tree at the beginning of the book, I really need one now, but at the same time, it would maybe be pointless because they all just name their children after each other. So even a family tree would be super freaking confusing to look at. So yeah, Emily Bronte is a genius for this aspect because it really layers onto the nature of the chaos of living in this place and of living in this small community. Good God, is it so messy, but I can't look away. And I've already cried. No telling how this is gonna end. Things just keep getting stranger and stranger. Let's hop back in. I'm scared to even have a little bit of hope at this point. Is this the last chapter? Wait, I'm not ready. Okay, it's not. I only have 2 chapters left. I'm concerned this book might ruin my night, depending on how it ends. I'm that invested. Last chapter. Okay. I'll see y'all in the morning. And we will chat. Good night for now while I process this. Well, as you guys can see, day 2 was not a very successful reading day for me. I have been absolutely plagued with migraines for the past 5 days, and it's been incredibly frustrating and annoying. I've had to cancel plans because of it. Any free time I have, I mostly just want to go to sleep, but sometimes, especially whenever you have a family, weeks or days just throw you off, and sometimes it's your kids that are sick, sometimes it's you. And in this case, it was me, but we still keep the ball moving. Now, that's not to say that I didn't read at all. I managed to read about 55 to 60 pages of The Wolf King, so I did start that and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm loving that they are Scottish werewolves and they wear kilts and yeah, it's just a really fun fantasy book. Before I go too far into detail about The Wolf King, I would be absolutely remiss to not go back and talk about Wuthering Heights, because I can absolutely understand now why people refer to this as a masterpiece. The story that Emily Bronte set out to write is one that is so multifaceted, it's complicated, it spans generations, which really surprised me. I thought I was coming in here to read really specifically about one couple, and so when I got to volume 2 and it changes gears, I was really thrown off at where this story was going to go. I wouldn't classify this necessarily as a romance. I would say this felt more like a psychological thriller to me. It was haunting, it was tragic. When I think about multi-generational curses, I will think about Wuthering Heights. The writing is perfection, it's beautiful, and I think the meld of all these different personalities that come together within this very tiny community of Wuthering Heights, and specifically within the Wuthering Heights house, is such an interesting mix of backgrounds and ambitions. And I really loved that the story was told through an outsider's perspective, also through a longtime family servant. I love Mrs. Ella Dean. She captured my whole heart and soul. I feel so deeply for her out of everyone in this book. I was really surprised at how insufferable I found Heathcliff and Catherine Linton, but really set the stage for the generations to come. It really zooms in on destructive nature of passionate love, and when that love is miscommunicated or misunderstood or unmet in some way, and the consequential fallout of that. So in that sense, it was brilliant. Something else that also surprised me was the suspecting vampire element to Heathcliff. Like, it's something that was so slightly mentioned, but it surprised me because I was like, man, how far does vampire lore go back? Because I think this was published in 1847 and Dracula was published in 1897, I think. So like a wide gap between the two. So like, yeah, I really made me wonder, where was the first origins of vampires and what is that story? But that is just my never-ending love of fantasy and fantastical worlds and characters coming into play and turning on. So that's all I'll say about that. But I just wanted to really quickly come on here and give my thoughts on Wuthering Heights. Okay, so now for today, it is 2:54 and I have maybe read 5 pages of this. My reading progress for today has been pretty bad. I'm actually about to head out to my parents, so I think I'm gonna listen to a little bit of the audiobook on the way with my headphones and put some music on in the car for my baby. And yeah, hopefully my migraine eases up and I'll get to read for hopefully 2 hours tonight. Would be just magical. So we'll see. I look like crap. I feel like I've been looking especially tired in these vlogs, which I don't love. Anyways, welcome guys, welcome to day whatever this is, because honestly lost track and I just know it's not been a full week yet, so I still have time. I have a huge reading update. I reached a point last night where I could not put The Wolf King down. There was no way. This book has got me fully in its grips and I'm not mad about it. I'm having a fantastic time. I really love this book and I'm so surprised at where the plot has gone. I'm very confused about who our true MMC is. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away. I don't know if this is a potential love triangle situation. I don't know if this is a wide choose. I don't know anything about this, but it certainly feels like potential. I really don't know how to feel about one or the other. I'm confused, but what I will say is that this Blake character is, for me, heavily Jax coded from Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So yeah, I'm like, what are we doing here? Where's this gonna go? I am super intrigued. And I can't even tell if I'm supposed to be feeling this way about Blake. I could very well be rooting for the wrong person. I don't know. It's happened to me before. I can't really trust my instincts here. Nevertheless, I'm pretty sure this is shaping up to be a 5-star book. I am loving the crap out of it, which brings me to the fact that I now only have this many pages left. Maybe exactly 98 pages. And I'm so sad that this is about to be over. Or I'm pretty sure that the sequel is out already. I think it's called The Night Prince or something like that. But listen, tomorrow, Fury Bound gets released. It is a big day for us fantasy girlies. So we're gonna finish this together tonight. And tomorrow I'm gonna start on Fury Bound. We're gonna see if I can finish Fury Bound within this vlog. And then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go right back into this world because I just need more. I need more. I can't say enough good things about it, but let's see how I feel about the end. Sorry guys, I feel like I have to address my t-shirt in case you guys notice it. I was never in a sorority. I have and always will be a total nerd, and this is an academic honor society. That's all it is. Not that being part of a sorority is bad. It's just I can't claim to be part of one. So yeah, just in case anyone was curious, but probably nobody, but there you go. Again, I don't freaking know how to feel about this character. Okay, so either she is setting up a true enemies to lovers situation, or I have seriously miscalculated. Like, seriously. What is wrong with me? I'm a little embarrassed. And my camera is now flashing that the battery is almost out. So I may have to finish this off camera and then pop on to discuss. So I just finished The Wolf King and wow. This is so crazy. It's so crazy. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to find out what happens next. I am so happy that the second book is already out because that would be a bit of a painful wait. But yeah, she's 5 stars. I'm just so blown away at this situation and how it ended. The way that this is being done is very unique to anything that I've ever read before. I don't know what to want. I don't know who to hope for. I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm really enjoying the ride. And y'all, Fury Bound comes out tomorrow. I am so excited. But yeah, okay. We have officially finished our second book in this weekly vlog, and it was 5 stars. There's nothing better than that. I'm super tired. I will see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back, guys. It is so hard for me to contain myself right now. Can't remember the last time I felt this giddy to read in a really long time. There's just so many things to be excited about in this moment in particular. So number one, let's start with the coffee. I tried to make my own banana latte and I'm really craving a hot latte because allergies and everything. I just want something hot, warm, and soothing. I haven't tried it yet, so let's do that together, shall we? It could be a little sweeter. I definitely taste the banana though. Okay, this really wasn't that, this was kind of a letdown. It wasn't worth being this excited about, but it's fine because what is very exciting is that last night after I finished The Wolf King, I was wired. I mean, the way that it ended, where's it gonna go? So yeah, naturally I went to my Kindle, immediately downloaded The Night Prince, and oh my god. I love when authors know exactly what readers want and they don't hold back and they just give it to you right then and there, because that is exactly what happened when I opened The Night Prince. It was a prologue scene in the POV of this character that I have just been dying for a POV for. And so the fact that The Night Prince is starting off opening with that POV, oh my god, I am losing my mind. But I am trying to reel it in a little bit because we cannot forget that today is release day for Fury Bound, which is the sequel to Dire Bound. And if you guys remember, I read Dire Bound, I believe it was back in November, and this was almost a 6-star book for me. One thing that did push it back down to just being 5 stars was that it was equal parts predictable and unpredictable for me. But nevertheless, I am really excited to dive into Fury Bound, which is exactly what we're gonna do. On my lunch break, we're gonna read for an hour. Now, I did not pre-order Fury Bound just because the pre-ordered versions that I saw were all sprayed edges, and there's just something so special about having the indie version of the book before it really took off and got traditionally published. And I also enjoy a very clean, classic look to a book. So I'm basically waiting around for them to release the paperback version of Fury Bound without the sprayed edges. For that purpose, I am going to be reading on my Kindle, and I want to say Dire Bound was on Kindle Limited. I cannot remember. Okay, so Dire Bound is Kindle Unlimited, but Fury Bound is not, at least not right now. So I'm gonna have to buy it, which is fine. Oh wow, guys, it already has a straight 5-star rating. That's insane. Here she is. I'm so excited. I'm gonna set my timer because I can get carried away, but a girl has responsibilities. So 1 hour, let's do it. Oh, a content warning. I can't remember if Dire Bound had a content warning or not. Actually, I think I did. Ooh, there's a playlist. That's cool. Actually, I am gonna put on my headphones. I don't have the audiobook for it, but it just helps me to focus to have something other than silence. really confident that I remembered everything. I'm like 90% sure I do. There is one aspect that I am a bit confused on, and that is our villain, because at the end of book 1, trying to keep this spoiler free, it's like the villain morphed. And so I'm really confused at the choice of name for the villain. Like, why are we still calling him by this name if he's really this name? Does that make sense? But it's not a big deal or anything. I'm just a little confused. Okay, so they just kind of literally just addressed my concerns. So I'm on the same page now. Everything's good. Okay, that is time up. Made it to 10%. I'm on chapter 4, page 42. So not too bad. So here's what I can say about it so far is that it picks up immediately. It picks up immediately where Dyer Brown left off. It is extremely action-packed. The first 4 chapters have been nothing but intense action scenes. They're all battling it out, basically. There was one shocking thing that happened to a very important artifact, and they're doing a fantastic job at bringing to life all the tension and the division of the fallout that happened from book 1. Fury Bound is off to a great start. I am sure I will be pulled into it the further I go in, and I do think I have a credit on Audible, and if I don't, I do have listening hours on Spotify Premium, so either way I should be able to listen to the audiobook of Fury Bound while I'm like cleaning the house or doing laundry, and that always helps. We are quickly coming up to the week's mark. I have basically today, tomorrow to read Fury Bound. That would be absolutely insane if I was able to finish by Thursday, because 1, there's a lot going on outside of reading, and 2, that would mean I read 3 books in a week. That's actually insane for me. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll check back in soon. Hey guys, it is the end of the day on Wednesday, and my husband and I just put our boys to bed, and I am so exhausted from today. It was a long work day. So I'm feeling pretty drained. Quick reading update. I made it to 30%. I read for a little bit before I turned on the camera. So now I am on chapter 23 of Fury Bound, 42% of the way in. I'm having a good time with it, but it's not feeling like it's gonna be a 5-star. I'm not getting those 5-star feelings, you know? Not that it's bad or anything, it's just... It's good. Like, it's definitely within the 4-star realm. I'm almost at the halfway point. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this by the end of this vlog, but I do think I'm gonna be close to finishing it. So we'll see. I have tonight to read before I pass out, which I don't know. Maybe I have an hour of reading in me tonight. Tomorrow should be a little bit more fun. Hopefully. I will definitely have more energy tomorrow. Tomorrow is more of a chill day. We'll see where I end up. You guys, remember when I said last night that today was gonna be a chill day, it's gonna be more fun? Don't you just love when that doesn't happen? Like, the opposite of what you think a day is gonna be is what actually happens. Today was insane. All work related, but I was nonstop. I didn't even break for lunch. I don't even know what time it is right now. Okay, I feel like I just went to work and then looked up and it was basically almost time to go pick up my boys. I read for a little bit in the morning because I woke up a little bit earlier than everyone else. I read for maybe like 20 minutes. I did get to 50% into Fury Bound, and I am grappling with it a little bit. At one point, it was feeling very predictable, but then last minute a plot twist happened that I didn't expect to happen, so that made it a little bit more interesting. But I don't know, there seems to be a turn in events that seems really just just too convenient. So I'm really hoping that Fury Bound doesn't end up having what I call the brimstone effect, which is where every interesting plot twist or point of contention was just very easily and conveniently resolved in some magical way. I'm not really feeling that way with Fury Bound. There is just one aspect of it that is making me feel like this is just a little too convenient and I wish there was more conflict. But I guess that's just the epic fantasy lover in me versus romantasy. I am still having a great time. I am blowing through it with the exception of today, but it just happens. Like, this is realistic. And honestly, if I was able to finish Fury Bound by the end of this vlog and I got to finish 3 books in 1 week, that is so unrealistic to how my time actually looks. I'm glad reality hit and life took over a bit, because I wouldn't want this video to seem unrealistic, especially to those who have kids and know that it is a crazy time management system and you're just sometimes completely depleted at the end of the day and you grab your book and you just pass out. And some days you don't read at all. That's totally fine. Before I hop off, I did want to briefly run through what our family's time schedule looks like on the daily basis. Both of my boys are like me. They are early birds. They naturally get tired pretty early, and it also works out to our advantage because my husband and I both work. We have to be at work at a certain time, and so that means our kiddos have to be off at school pretty early in the morning. I will typically wake up around 5 to 6 a.m. If I wake up at 5 a.m., I am using that time to read and get ahead. But most of the time it is listening to an audiobook while I'm prepping lunches for the day or doing laundry or some kind of house chore. The kids will wake up around 6:30. They'll be off to school. My husband and I will start work around 8:30 to 9ish, and then we'll pick up the kiddos around 4 to 4:30. Then it's dinner time, bath time, all that fun stuff. The kids are typically both in bed by 7:30. My oldest one, he will sometimes wake up around 5 a.m., but we do follow the Montessori method and curriculum, so his room is all Montessori style. He knows how to independently play, so a lot of the times if he's up early before his light goes on to tell him that I'm up and I'm about to go get him, he knows to turn on his light to look at books or play with the toys in his room, and he's happy to do that quietly. I can always see and hear them on the monitor that I have, so everything is safe, and this is just the system that has really worked and helped to balance our family and our time. Another rule that I keep is I try to make everything balanced. So they go to a school that has absolutely 0 screen time. So when they come home and I'm prepping dinner, I do put on a movie, and that helps to entertain them, help them unwind from their day while I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking. And my rule is if they have entertainment, then I can have some entertainment. So a lot of the times while I'm cooking dinner, I use that to listen to some of my audiobook. It's usually no longer than 45 minutes if I'm honest. And then we turn the TV off and we have family dinner together, screen free. And then from the rest of the night on is screen free because it's bath time, and then it's family time and we can connect before everyone goes to bed. But I just feel like that use of time has really helped everyone to unwind and kind of do their own things after being on different schedules and in different spaces. My oldest one does have some homework, so we'll do some of that in the morning and then we'll do some of that in the evening as well. So yeah, that is just a very quick rundown again of what works for us in our family and the natural rhythms that our kids seem to have. Really, it all comes down to time management and just fitting things in where you can. It's a bit of here and there, but honestly, it all adds up. I'm sorry if this video seemed chaotic and all over the place. I hope you guys had a great week, and thank you for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.